much, everybody, and welcome to would this be the 9th or 10th year, 9th year of Think Local First?
This is our 9th. Yes, it is our 9th AGM.
Okay. Good guess. Okay, that's excellent. So thank you very much for everyone jumping on here. We have some absolutely exciting things we're going to be talking about, and love to introduce someone who jumped right up right in the beginning. I would say must have been March or April last year when we first started talking, Emilie, and has been a real mainstay in the connections between business and government and everyone else in between for what we've been going through, and really set the stage. So without anything else, Emilie from South Island Prosperity Partners, Prosperity Partners, sorry, is here to I guess we'd say start the 221 AGM.
Great. Well, thank you, Steve. So I'm going to just share my screen here. And first of all, it's a huge pleasure to be here. Thank you guys so much for inviting me. Okay, now bear with me while I get my screen sharing going on. I'm going to talk to you today about some of the lessons that we've been learning from the pandemic and how to make an economy by design, not just default. Okay, I don't want to surprise or alarm anyone here today, but I heard that maybe like 2/3 of you don't absolutely love learning about economic development. I know it's pretty hard to believe, right? But it's true, even after the last year of living through so many of these economic throes, the majority of us actually do not wake up in the morning and start thinking about economic development. Well, tonight, I hope that I can change a couple minds at least, and tell you a little bit about what we think about when we think about economic development. So I think a lot of us, when we are thinking about how an economy works, we really almost think about starched collars on Bay Street and Wall Street and not so much what it truly is, which is really just people and their daily lives. And I really don't have to tell anyone here how important small businesses are to the quality of all of our daily lives. So today I'm going to reveal 3 things that of what I learned from the pandemic and how I think it's opened up a new space to challenge the way that we think about economic development. And I'm going to call on some of your help to design this new economic future. So first, let me just introduce myself. My name is Emilie de Rosenroll, and I'm the CEO of the South Island Prosperity Partnership. And SIP is a diverse partnership with over 70 public and private sector members. They're made up of municipal governments, First Nation governments, nonprofits, industry and business associations, and post-secondary institutions. Now, we're dedicated to improving the economic and social prosperity of Greater Victoria by helping create more household sustaining jobs. Our mission is to build a more innovative, diversified, inclusive, and sustainable economy. This is my favorite quote, or one of them. If you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. I thought this one would resonate really well with your group as well. So this quote to me sums up perfectly what we try to do. And today's economies are complex, they're highly specialized, and they're interdependent. And if at one time it seemed possible, today it's really clear that no single sector or government ministry could possibly have all the right tools in their toolbox to manage our economies. So what's an economy anyway? Well, it seems like a basic question, but it really was never so basic to me. This might come as another surprise to you, but when I was a child, I never said, hey, Mom, gee, I wish I could really grow up to become an economic developer. In fact, I had no idea what that was. Actually, this was kind of my impression of what economic development was about. Stripped of reality, kind of cold and abstract, and well-deserving of its moniker, the dismal science. When I was in my 20s, all I wanted to do was travel and study about people, history, politics, and culture. When you Google the economy, this is the kind of slide that pops up. Does this really resonate with anybody here? Is this helpful for anybody? Okay, sorry, I couldn't resist. This is what you find lately when you Google economic development, but it looks like we're kind of trending in the right direction, so I guess that's a relief. Okay, I really couldn't resist this one. This is another one that I found this year looking up some images of the economy. But what you don't find are pictures like this. or like this, or like this. But really you should, because those are the images that make up our economy. Those are the lives of the people that make up our economy. So here's a definition of the economy. An economy is commonly defined as a system of making money for producing and distributing goods and services within a country or region. It examines things like how we organize ourselves around making and consuming things, and how wealth gets distributed over people, time, and geography. And it also tells us what we literally value because we've assigned it a price, and what we literally don't value because it has no price tag, but arguably should, like clean air or biodiversity. So an economy was fundamentally about what I liked the most in my 20s: people, geography, culture, and politics. So what's economic development? Well, economic development is a broader concept than economic growth, although those two words are often used interchangeably. But growth is just growth. It doesn't necessarily mean improvement. So economic development needs to go beyond growth when thinking about prosperity, and includes some things like human well-being or the environment. One of the most compelling definitions of economic development that I think I've ever come across comes from the field of developmental economics, and it was proposed by the Nobel laureate Amartya Sen. And Amartya describes it as creating more freedom and removing obstacles for greater freedom. And choice is at the heart of Amartya's definition. So greater freedom allows people to choose how they earn livelihoods, and to allow their children to do the same thing. And in that point of view, obstacles to freedom are actually obstacles to economic development. And there are things like poverty, racism, corruption, poor governance, pollution, or lack of education and health. I'd like to read you a quote from Brent Tadirian, who is the City of Vancouver's former chief planner. Great places are both initially attractive, but also sticky once you get there. And a place is sticky if people love it and they just don't want to leave. So if it's not obvious already by everything I'm saying, people make up the lifeblood of the economy. And small businesses help create human-centered economies. That's places that facilitate human connection, add to our quality of life, attract people, make our lives interesting, and retain and recirculate wages better than can large or foreign-owned companies. So what has the pandemic taught us so far about the economy? Lesson number one, the pandemic has highlighted systemic inequality. So the K-shaped economy definitely became the buzzword of 2020. What it means is that the economy is recovering in very uneven ways still now, and leaving some people and sectors way behind. So consider this. We saw in the pandemic that big technology companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and Facebook gained $3.9 trillion between March and December 2021. Whereas the global working classes lost $3.7 trillion. This was the biggest one-year wealth transfer in our history. Sectors that are worst hit are the high-touch ones, as you know, like tourism, retail, transportation, arts, entertainment, and restaurants. Some may take years to bounce back. Tourism alone experienced global losses in 1 year of $396 billion USD. So some of us are going up and others are going down. In Greater Victoria, unemployment jumped to 11.3%, the highest it's been in the post-war era. It's since come down to about 6.1%, which is 3% above last year's seasonal norm. But this is just the average across all sectors, and it really doesn't take into account how some sectors and people continue to struggle. And what's not reflected in the data are the countless stories from small business owners who have struggled for their survival, or the businesses that tell us that they're going to carry their new debts for years to come. Another group that has not fared very well over the pandemic are women. The current recession has even been dubbed the she-cession. We've seen mothers step back from their work so they can take on added childcare responsibilities at home, and we've seen shuttered small businesses and restaurants where many women earn a living. And we've also seen massive layoffs and hours cut back for low-wage essential jobs where women are still overrepresented. Lesson number 2, connectivity can make all the difference. So let me just start with a story. In 1 week in July of 1995 in Chicago, the city was hit with a massive heat wave that tragically led to the deaths of 739 people. A sociologist named Eric Klinenberg wanted to know what caused so many deaths. So he dove into the data looking for patterns. And as he dug deeper, he found that hundreds of Chicago residents died alone, out of contact with friends and family and neighbors, and unassisted by public agencies or community groups. What was really interesting was that he found that Blacks in poorer neighborhoods died at a rate of 1.5 over non-Blacks. And Latinos, despite being 25% of the population, made up just 2% of the deaths. He was able to make the connection between the strength of what we call social infrastructure and connection in communities and their survival rates. And despite not having much difference in the income levels, Latinos suffered far fewer deaths than the Blacks because of their stronger community ties. So CIP was actually founded on the idea that collaboration builds resilience. CIP was created back in 2016 because we noted that our region did not rebound as quickly as others from the Great Recession, and that a lot of regions that did better were more cooperative around economic development. So this time, unlike the last recession when there was no regional organization that could play the role of bringing everyone together, CIP was actually in the perfect position to convene people together. So within a few weeks, our small team of just 6, we brought together about 120 stakeholders from all the major sectors of Greater Victoria to form a task force called the Rising Economy Task Force, with several committees, which included Think Local First, to understand the impact that the recession was making and create recommendations to accelerate our recovery. And I don't know of a single recovery effort in all of North America that mobilized so quickly or so extensively. And our group was able to develop 160 recommendations and cover topics from ocean innovation to inclusive economy. Lesson number 3, build by design, not default. Even though there are so many people and groups involved in economic development, it doesn't mean that we cannot be intentional about the kind of economy that we want. Economies are sort of like magnets. What we'll attract is what we expect to attract, and our economy will only reflect the strengths of those who are included in it. One of the major recommendations from all the committees was the desire to shape a new story that we can tell the world about Greater Victoria. So our region is always going to be beautiful and attractive to tourists, but we also need people to know that we're a dynamic, culturally rich and entrepreneurial place so that we can attract diverse people from all ages and backgrounds to live in the region. A number of collaborative projects have emerged from the Reboot Plan that help us discover or recover our economy in a way that adds to our economic resilience and human development. MicroStart is one of those, and it's a project that we led with the University of Victoria and Royal Roads University to give people access to micro-credentials in distressed sectors so that they can retrain for new jobs in a matter of months as opposed to years. The Indigenous Prosperity Center is another flagship project that came from Reboot. The pandemic certainly highlighted the vulnerability of Indigenous communities, both from a health perspective and an economic one. The Rising Economy Task Force Indigenous Economy Committee recommended the development of this Indigenous Prosperity Center to provide more economic capacity to all 10 First Nation communities in Greater Victoria. And we're now collaborating with the nations, the Victoria Native Friendship Center and the Métis Nation in Greater Victoria to launch the center. The Center of Ocean Applied Sustainable Technologies, or COAST, was also a recommendation of the Ocean and Marine Committee to help create a clean growth innovation hub to help realize opportunities in the blue economy by advancing technologies that can really help decarbonize our oceans. And that's the last one I'll tell you about, but I'll conclude with this quote: "A stumbling block for the pessimist is a stepping stone for the optimist," by Eleanor Roosevelt. You know, I hope that we can use this moment in time where the pandemic has put such a spotlight on inequity in the economy to ensure that we don't forget some of these lessons learned and that our recovery doesn't leave anyone or any sector behind. And that's it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Emily. That was really interesting. I actually just attended our very first working group meeting at the Victoria Foundation of the Unraveling Report, where we're basically looking at not exactly similar issues, but similar issues around the nonprofit sector and how can we help take care of people, fix the funding, and increase collaboration. So really interesting to see all of the work that you guys are doing. And I have attended some of your task force sessions, and you guys are doing incredible work. So just want to really thank you for coming and presenting and sharing this. It's really interesting, and I'm really excited to keep tuned in to what all the great things are that you guys are doing.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's we're working with also for the Victoria Foundation for sure on a lot of these projects as they unfold, and we're beginning a sort of Canadian pilot community project with them as well.
Excellent. No, thank you very much, Emily. And I mean, it's so neat to see what has happened over the course of time and everybody jumping in right away. And the key word that you said was collaboration. And that's one thing that we can say has been needed for a very long time in our communities, is that collaboration and people rowing all in the same direction. You say, always got to get on the same page. Well, now we're finally all in the same book. So
really good progress.
Yeah. So does anybody have any questions for Emily? Please do ask. I mean, this is a good opportunity here. She's, as you can tell, is very busy with a lot of things going on, managing a lot of individuals and parties. Yeah. Anyone? Well, I have some questions. So I always have questions. One thing that I wanted to know is, going forward, what have you found? I mean, like the BC government, of course, and federal government, how much more interest has the federal government taken into the community of Greater Victoria, Vancouver Island since you've had this impact here?
Yeah, I mean, that was a major focal point for us. You definitely like Greater Victoria, because we're so many different communities, and we really aren't, one. We don't represent ourselves in a singular way to different levels of government. So that was definitely a major, sort of important impetus between like getting us all together and looking at priorities. So we definitely did a lot of work highlighting the unique impact that the pandemic was having on our community, and highlighting, that we're more exposed than most communities due to our strong tourism dependence and so on. So I think that was very effective. We've been able to, I mean, there were lots of government programs that we saw that did happen. I personally feel like I wish we went a little further. I think we could have done more in retrospect as a nation to support small businesses, a lot of them that had to really, to keep everyone else healthy and safe, they had to limit their own, they had to put in restrictions in place. But I think we were effective, and we were also able to really make a difference with the new, there's some announcements around the new BC standalone RDA, Regional Development Agency, which is going to be an agency that will have double the amount of funding actually for British Columbia. We'll hear more this summer about where that's going, but it allows us to really be able to draw to the attention of the federal government our unique priorities in British Columbia, and the strengths of our economy, make sure that it's really responsive to this place, as opposed to lumping us in with all of Western Canada.
Right. Then my second part of that question then is Malahat South versus Malahat North. There always seems to be this real segregated line of, what happens in Nanaimo and the island economic development, because they're concentrated so much on the port of Nanaimo and what can be done there versus what happens in the South Island. Has that relationship grown? Has it changed, or?
I don't think, I mean, so our organization is focused sort of south of the Malahat, but we often partner with Vancouver Island Economic Alliance that has more of a sort of island-wide focus. I think that we just need to continue to build sort of network and networks of networks, and continue to sort of that reaching out and that connectivity is really critical for all of our economic well-being.
Yeah. Okay. No, good. No, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that, because I know like the island good and that stuff starting to really creep in and work together. So I know there's a lot of small business down here, the smaller manufacturers and that are starting to really get into it with, Country Grocer and you name it, they're all involved in that. So it's nice to see that relationship. So I was just curious.
Emilie, I have a question. Like in your work of designing economic development and working with different government stakeholders, how does regulations and bylaws and things that are layered on top of each other that stifle the freedom aspect of economic growth and development, how does that tie into your framework and looking forward on those issues?
I think a lot of those tools are so a lot of them are municipal level. Like, so municipal governments have a huge role to play in creating sort of business friendly environments. If I'm getting the gist of your question the right way, because we could take it from a policy standpoint, provincially or federally, but I mean, I think that for most of us, what we really experience every day are some of the is sort of within the purview of municipalities. We work with we're an entrepreneur-led board of directors, so we're very much independent from the municipal governments, but obviously funded by them. And what we've been doing a lot of is more and more actually since the economic recovery plan, building capacity around what are the tools that municipalities have, and how can we start telling the stories of the ones that are really doing very good things, that are working well, and share that best practice and so on. So we've had a series of municipal economic leadership workshops, and we're sort of continuing to do that, and then doing a little bit more custom work, you could say, with the municipalities that are interested in increasing what you call their investment readiness.
Yeah, and the reason I ask this question is, I hear from business owners all the time, government just got out of the way, we could just get on with doing what we do best. And sometimes the ability for business to continue to propel itself forward, sometimes stifled by bureaucratic processes and also regulations that prevent them from doing certain things. So like when we're thinking of a plan going forward, I just wondered how that was, whether those were even discussions on the table of removing some of those barriers, so business owners could do more with the resources and abilities they have at hand.
Yeah, I think that is sort of, that's come up definitely in the sectoral committees. So, we talk about, regulating responsibly. It's one of our 10 pillars in the reboot plan. So it's a matter of talking to governments about what sort of works well, what doesn't work well, and so on. I mean, we don't ascribe to like the government get out of the way thing, because I think there's a whole bunch of things that if government's not doing for us, then we'll suffer as well. But reducing some of the red tape for sure, like big thumbs up to that. And there's obviously some municipalities that are doing really well at that, and there's room for improvement, I think, across the board.
Oh no, that's fantastic. That's a good question, Ernest. Like honestly, and not to cut this off, but we have to be cognizant of the time, and Ernest has to go over our financials, and he has to run off because he has a graduation. What grade is it? Grade 2 or 6 or 8 or?
No, Cole is graduating from middle school, so it's his last day there, and he's going on to high school next year. So this is his drive-by graduation that they're
Excellent.
doing. I have to do the driving.
Excellent. So thank you very much, Emilie, and Michelle will share Emilie's email if that's okay. And if you have questions, she can have someone on her team help you out, or if you want to bring something forward, please do. Her team is absolutely amazing. So I've worked with many of them, and they're growing all the time. So thank you very much, Emilie. And we'd love for you to stick around. There's a few things we're hoping that you can see and hear and learn a little bit about what we've been doing this year, because we're going to be covering a little bit of that. It's going to be fairly quick. So hopefully you can stick around. So with that, again, thank you. I'm just going to jump right in, and we're going to start our AGM. And I would love if someone could please call it to order, a motion to accept the minutes from the 2020 AGM, as well as moving this meeting forward. Melanie Perkins, first, seconder, Rainer. Okay, anybody opposed? Because that's what we do now. No, okay, thank you very much, passed. So I want to thank all of you for coming, and honestly, it's been a real pleasure to be, a part of this. It has been a struggle, but I'll tell you one thing, though, 2020 truly was one of a kind. I mean, the impacts of COVID-19 spared nothing and no one, including obviously Think Local First and members. The pandemic shone a light on our region's fractured elements and the unhealthy parts, as well as the strong parts, and the economy as a part of that, as Emilie had just described. The fragility of international supply chains remind us of the value of local products, services, and businesses. But more than just local, we as a society experienced the importance of community and our reliance on neighbors. It became fundamentally clear that how we show up for one another, both in relationship and in business, really mattered. Now more than ever before, we need businesses that stand for community, not just capital. We need this community culture. 2020 is not a story of hardship, but of resilience. While the year may have been nothing like we could have ever imagined, we can say that looking back, 2020 was a year that made us proud, and especially at Think Local First, so many proud things. So Michelle, if I could have you play the video of a year ago.
Our family business misses you.
But we're still here for you at ourteambiz.com.
Stay well.
And thank you so much for shopping local.
We're still here at Outlooks for Men. Reach out if you need us, stay safe, and stay kind.
As our economy begins to come around, remember the people of your community and make every effort to think local first.
Thank you for doing your part to flatten the curve by having us deliver your favorite sauces right to your door. We're still open for pickup and delivery. See you real soon.
Thank you to all our frontline workers. We are here to keep you mobile, to keep us safe.
We just wanted to say thank you to the frontline workers keeping our community going right now. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay connected, everybody. Right, team?
Hey everyone, we are Upcycle.
And we just wanted to say thank you to everyone for supporting our community.
We are still offering essential legal services. Together we can do it. Stay strong, Victoria.
We're here and we want to stay connected. Please visit womeninneed.ca to access our programs or to support us through our Win online shop. Thank you.
Let's remember, we're stronger if we stand together.
Just 6 feet apart, Daddy. Stay safe.
From our family to yours.
From all of us at Baggins, we want to say thank you for supporting us and other local businesses.
Tony Drolet here from Elite Promotional Marketing Victoria. Let's shop local because we're in it together.
By supporting local business, you are supporting our vibrant community. Never before has it been so important for all of us to think and act locally.
At Lifetime Networks, we're using creative ways to support people with diverse abilities in our community. We're stronger together.
Teamworks Promotions in Victoria would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to our frontline heroes. Stay safe.
We're all fixed up, but no way to show. So until we can welcome you back, stay safe and be good to each other.
May your home be your haven in these difficult times. We're here to support our community, and safety in your home is our priority.
Hi from NeedIsolationDrinks.com. We support British Columbia drinks producers with social distance delivery from Spinnaker's James Bay. When times are tough, let's stay united.
One for one. We are all in this together.
Things may be cancelled, good food isn't.
But here at House of Wotan, we're creating happiness one meal at a time.
We've been doing our part by expanding work-at-home options for our clients. Please do your part, follow medical guidelines, and we'll all get through this safely.
Reach out, get informed, and find out what you can do to help show support to your favorite local businesses.
We can hardly wait to get out there again. And in the meantime, let's make sure we support each other.
Hey Victoria, we're a strong, unique community.
During this uncertain times, we're going to get through this. We are definitely going to get through this. Stay safe and healthy.
As I was saying, our partners in the community, such as Czech, that came forward and allowed us this free airtime to share to the community. We had the Q, the Zone, the Adamson group that jumped forward and did nothing but, passing on the word of supporting your local business. The Times columnists as well. So I thank all of you. We have Rainer here and Rob Germain. So thank you very much for your efforts and your teams putting that together for us as businesses. We really appreciate it. Some of the numbers to go over of what happened as we jump forward. And just moving up my page here. We started a program because we had to do something. So it was the Support Local YYJ, which I know everyone here is familiar about. So in March 2020, we started it, and then $23,155 in gift certificates were sold in Greater Victoria businesses. And on April 24th, 2020, we launched the Support Local BC. And from that date, the 24th of April to the 22nd of June, we have raised $1.176 million. That's $1,176,393 in gift certificates sold for 1,892 businesses in 111 communities. And 91,000 of that was spent on gift certificates right here in Greater Victoria. We've had bulk orders from large corporations that buy for, and the government as well, who buy for their teams and staff. And we have right now sitting, waiting to be spent. We just got to get your businesses up there. $238,000 waiting to be spent in your local business. So when you add those two up, I mean, we're over $1.4 million. That's just given from the community. That is amazing. We continue to have 150 to 300 orders a week with 7 to 10 new businesses receiving purchases every week. It has been a lead generator for any of those that have been on there. Hundreds of people that are coming now to see who they are. So it's not just the 1.4 million. I mean, the extrapolated numbers are, I don't know what one customer is worth to someone. If they bought $20 off you for a gift certificate, I'm sure they're spending a few $100s. So you can multiply that yourselves. We also, I got to tell you that we're moving towards virtual membership check-in. That's what we have been doing, and we are looking at ways to how to support more so. We want to make sure that it's including phone calls to every member. We want to make sure that we could, do whatever we could do to get feedback from people during this past year. I think members did speak up, those that had time, others that were just in their business on their own. Were doing everything they could to survive. And I think we can see that resilience is a big part of our membership that we have here. So again, I really do want to thank Czech, Times columnists, the Q, Jim Pattison group for everything they've done to support and grow the knowledge base in our communities of how important it is to support your local business owner. Moving forward though, we really want to look at what we want to do going next. Currently we have 140 members. There were many that could not afford to renew in 21-22, but hopefully they will return. Also, I want to say that we have a new person here who is working with us. I don't know if you can see Martin. Where's Martin? There's Martin.
Over here.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Martin is our new program and membership coordinator who will be taking over the daily running of Think Local first, which is exciting. There's a new management tool we'll be launching, and we also have our Love Local, Buy Local branding. So I know Ernest needs to run, so I want to jump over to him real quick and let him go over the financials. So Ernest.
Thank you, Steve. Michelle, we're going to pop this onto the screen for everybody to see, yes?
Yes, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thanks, Steve, because you actually took a number of the long points I had on my sheet here. Financials now are sort of mixed from our regular business of membership and our expenses to also include the money that's flowing through to support local BC. So we have a lot of money coming in from the sale of the certificates and such, and then we have the money flowing out. So this year our books look very different than they looked the year before. So in essence, we're down about 54 members. No, my stuff is going. There we go. We're down 54 members to about 140 now. We have received sponsorship money from Van City, so they're still supporting our organization, of $11,000, and Michelle's expecting another $7,500 in this fiscal year. So I'll skip over the community participation payments and Shopify. Those are associated with the Support Local BC, and down below. The big expense items like our app that we had in previous years is no longer being paid for. So we're in a stronger financial position. So overall, we've got $44,000 in the bank, and we turned a small low profit of just over $6,000 for the fiscal year. So that's essentially it in a nutshell. When Michelle gets the statements up, if you have any specific questions that we can go over. Okay, so here we got the balance sheet. Yeah. So again, we're showing assets here like the Support Local BC at Van City of $253,000, but down below, if you look, we have still gift certificates outstanding. So the big ticket items here are associated with that program, which from what I understand, has somewhat of an uncertain future or an imminent end date. So a lot of those things will go away from our financial statements moving forward. But overall, in summary, like I mentioned, we turned a little bit of a profit this year, and we have some money in the bank as well. So as an organization, we're still in good shape as reported on the financial statements here. Does that about cover it, Michelle, Steve?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have to have a motion to accept the financial statements?
Yes, we do.
Lori Elder, first, second by Paul Hadfield. Anybody opposed or have any? No? Okay, passed. Thank you very much.
Can I just back up the Think Local truck for just 2 seconds?
Please.
You just kind of whipped through the Think Local gift certificate thing that you and Michelle built, and I just think it's remarkable. It's if I were you two or one of you two, I'd have a huge spring in my step. I wouldn't need a car for the rest of the year. I think it's huge, and we got to do something about it to tell more people about that. It was us, you two, that did it to bring in more people on board, because it's huge, and lots of people are thanking you behind the scenes.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Jack, for bringing it up. Michelle and her team, the big part of that we didn't talk about is that this is the first time that many communities, economic development, chambers, business alliances, BIAs, all the different organizations, it's the first time they've all come together in 111 communities working together. It was unbelievable to see the working group that Michelle put together. The strength of it was amazing. And I can say there was probably a few tears of joy, a few tears of stress because of the 300 million emails that she received. But honestly,
you know what's remarkable too is what you were able to accomplish with very limited resources and very limited funding. versus, other big, large organizations or governments doing things, getting a lot less done with a lot more money. So that's awesome.
It's because heart goes further than money.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I have to say though that I have, among other many things, working on this program, I have discovered the value of intern students. I had Kyra Williams. I found 3 different pots of money to just keep hiring her for 16-week periods. And then she couldn't continue because she's finishing school right now. So I found another student who is amazing in her own right. And I am actually planning to hire 2 of them for the fall because they are just, maybe I've just been super lucky, but I have found really people who, like Jack says, they get as whipped up about all this as I do. And that just makes it feel so great. And the connection that Think Local First has now with all of these economic development organizations throughout the province who are working with us as community sponsors or in our working group, like that, you can't buy that. Now, if Think Local First has a question about anything, we have so many resources and people to go to find those answers or to help us build something else. I think we have gained a lot of credibility as, the little nonprofit from Victoria that helped the whole province. And I think that's something for everyone in Think Local First to be proud of. So,
yeah. It was really exciting to see that, everyone had their hand out or, pushing the emails through to government to help. And, Michelle brought this to me and said, how about we put our hand up and do something? And we went and did it. And it was freaking amazing. And Michelle ran with it. So I support her 100%. Obviously, we took a bit of a risk by what you can see on our income statement. Well, you didn't get to see it, but if you've seen it,
you will
income
get to see
statement of over $1 million, obviously, and what we were able to push back in on such a small budget. I don't think there's too many people out there that can say that their business generated it. Well, basically, it's like profit. It generated profit of 1.4 million off of operating budget of about 60 grand. So that's amazing. So thank you, Michelle, and thank you, Jack, for bringing that up.
Yes, thanks everyone
we're going to
for
continue doing
being
that.
here.
Yes, and we don't know what that looks like, but we still have to keep it under our wings. It's going to be a big power turbo, you can call it whatever you want, part of our wings, but we're going to keep that and then keep building what it is we're doing. Now, we do have some things that we're going to be bringing forward in 2021 that I wanted to make sure we highlighted. And the one thing we're really looking at doing is bring back what we feel has been a strength of Think Local First. One is our event, but it's that one-on-one conversations and being able to have mentorship. That mentorship means so much to everyone. The passion that's brought on by young people coming into business, for those that have been in business for even longer than 5 years seems like a long time sometimes, but those have been in business for 30 years, 40 years, seeing the passion of young people getting into business is really, really motivating for those that have been there forever. It's like, that's why we do it. We've inspired more. So we're going to be launching this mentorship program, and we're really hoping that members will participate for the right reasons. And the other thing we'll be doing as well is, with Martin coming on board and our new membership program, it's going to allow us to do so many member-to-member things in behind the scenes. So it manages a lot better. So member-to-member discounts and offers and the mentorship portions, the communications, it's just going to run a lot smoother. And this has allowed us, since the pandemic, to actually sit back and look at what did we do best. And we've been told every time it's just connecting and networking and supporting and passion. So we want to continue that on. And I think that's why the group of you that come tonight is that's what keeps us here. So, Martin, did you have anything you wanted to say to introduce yourself to everybody?
I think you took the words out of my mouth. I mean, I'm just really excited to be part of this. Like the energy that Think Local kind of brings to the table is just something I want to be part of. Like it's just such a wholesome feeling when you join. You just want to you feel attracted to it. Honestly, it's really cool. So I'm just excited to be here and along for the ride for now.
That's very good. Well, thank you very much. So I have a couple other housekeeping things. So I want to make sure that we thank our departing board members, Caitlin McKenzie from Monk Office. And also we want to introduce a new board member here, Jack Adamson, and make sure I also introduce our current one. So where's Jack? Jack, here you are. And Jack comes to us with an amazing amount of experience and knowledge and insight and a mind that thinks outside the box and is hopefully going to help us really sort of design what we've been talking about and doing with buy local, love local, buy local. We're talking about hyper local and really defining that so that people can see that there is a difference. Yes, every business hires local people. Every business is a local business, but a franchise or a big box store, they have the advantages of marketing dollars and support and accounting and legal and everything else. What we have here is we have a group of people that do it all. You have to be there and we have to be there for each other. And that's what part of this mentorship thing is. It's everything about even making a decision of, I'm sure we've all been there. Do we buy groceries or do we pay our staff? Guess what? We usually pay our staff and we deal with whatever's in the cupboard, right? So that's really important to acknowledge that everyone has been there and it's been a struggle for all of us at any time in our lives. And that's what makes us special and strong and resilient, and why this last year can just go kiss my butt and we can just get on with it. So, I really want to introduce the others that we have on here. So we have Rainer Peterson. We have Ernest, of course, who you met. We have Matt King. Am I missing anybody else here? And Paul Hadfield, thank you. Hey, Paul. My screen doesn't show everybody.
Cecilia's here as well.
Cecilia, oh, there's Cecilia. Thank you, Cecilia. How you doing, Cecilia? Good.
Did you get Ben? Ben's camera's working right now.
Oh, there's Ben. Yes, my thing's not showing everybody. And Ben Cram as well. So please, it's going to be really important this year. We're going to have everybody, reaching out and talking and supporting. And how do we grow? We're obviously always looking for more board members or people that want to be involved and help small local businesses thrive. So please, anyone, anytime. And did I miss anything right now other than, we're looking for members just basically to be involved with our committees. We're hoping that maybe Rob Germain there is interested in helping us. Maybe there's someone on your team that can help us from the marketing and media side too. So maybe there's somebody there. We have Rainer on that side, and we have print, and we have Jack, and we have Lori that's hopefully going to step up. And anybody else?
No pressure.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Lori can be a great.
Putting everyone on the Zoom spot.
No, and as I said, Michelle, I'm really happy to. And the reason why I didn't step up more formally is that I'm actually the new vice chair of the Victoria Foundation board. Oof. And so I chair their granting committee. I'm on the governance and nominating committee. I'm part of this unraveling working group around nonprofits. And I've got so much on the go that I have to be really careful, and I never want to take anything on that I can't do full on. So always here to support, always happy to help with one-offs or whatever you need. But until this role is kind of through, I think I've got 2 more years left on the board. I've had 4, so it's a 6-year term. I'm kind of tapped out, but always here. Always here, as you know, always here.
Thank you. Yes, you have been super helpful already, Lori. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and that's what I was again. Lori was one of our presenters at one of our Zoom meetings, which was absolutely amazing. So, yeah, just the giving back. So I don't know if anyone else has anything they want to add or say or bring into it. Anyone?
Can I just say one? Oh, sorry. I just wanted to say one thing. I think that pretty much everyone here knows that I no longer live in BC, and that when we go back to in-person mixers, I will not be there unless I get like Lori or Cecilia to have me on their phone, and I just FaceTime in. But I think by the fall, Martin will be taking over the daily running of Think Local First. And it's times like these that I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I doing one province away? I'm gonna miss these eggs. They're all so good. So I wanted to say here on a recorded video that I have enjoyed my almost 8 years with Think Local First, getting to know all of you, all the amazing business owners who have traveled through and continue to be members of Think Local First. And for me and my family, we have changed our shopping behaviors as well. Just understanding that the money that I spend helps to support my neighbor and my friends. So thank you so much. And you are going to be in great hands with Martin. We are, like Steve said, setting him up with some tools that will automate a lot of the admin functions in the back so he can get out and be with you, get more members into our fold and work with us to, work with you to tell the story and keep the story going of Think Local First. So just wanted to say that one. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Michelle, for all your dedication, hard work, and love to this organization. It's been amazing to know you, working to know you as a friend, and we'll keep in touch. And we might do a money pool and fly you over for one of the mixers at some point.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I'm not really sure what the August schedule is like, but I will be back the second week of August for my nephew's wedding. So I'm like just gonna jump around and see as many people as I can. But I'm not sure we're in for in-person things by then, but who knows? So, yes.
Yeah. Just don't throw away your. Oh, sorry. Just don't throw away your BC driver's license. Always keep it in case they close it up. So.
Anytime you want to come to Alberta, we do have space for guests. So I can take you to downtown Okotoks and show you all the great local businesses there too. So.
Good deal. Excellent.
Okay, I'm done now.
That's good. Well, thank you very much. And so if nobody has anything else.
I just had one quick thing, Steve, and just as a newer member to Think Local, could you talk about what some of the committees are? Like if you did want to help as you can, what kind of committees are there? What kind of opportunities are there available, or the needs for Think Local, so that for volunteering, like what is it you need?
So we've actually streamlined it. It used to be more, and we've actually condensed it. So we have a marketing committee, an events committee, a membership committee, and then we have a finance and governance committee that's together. The opportunities, of course, with marketing is just looking at what is it that we can find as a cooperative marketing, as well as moving forward with how do we promote our members, because that's our key. How do we promote, and how do we promote as a group and most bang for our bucks? And then, of course, with the events committee is sort of had a little bit of a hiatus, but now, of course, coming back out of this, it's going to be an important part because that's our mixers, that's our AGM, those are our times for special events, as well as the events and membership committee has a little bit of crossover, because when we're looking at learning opportunities, such as our learning programs, the two of those sort of mix together. So looking for educational opportunities and mentorship opportunities. And then the finance and governance, that portion there, we're going to need some help definitely going forward in a transition of what's happening with Support Local BC within Think Local First and what that looks like. For something that Michelle and I thought was only going to last for 3 months, because everyone said in July and oh, this will be over in a couple of days, so that's fine. And it wasn't. And now I can tell you that we have a relationship with Small Business BC, which is the BC government marketplace program directory, and we're directly related with them. And we have been in talks with the BC government, and they're trying to help find us funding and where basically Support Local BC may find a home somewhere is what we're really looking for, because we've become the new destination BC, really, because people are connecting. We have family all over BC. Everyone has family somewhere, and that connection is usually with those small communities and what they have to offer. And that's what they're seeing now. So the McDonald's of the world are even advertising about local, because they know that people are running away from the franchise. So we need to really stay diligent on supporting what we call the homegrown or hyper local, neighborhood local. So that's where we're at.
So part 2 of that is where are your biggest gaps and holes? Like, do you have members pretty well for every one of those committees? And if not, where are your biggest gaps where members could step up to help?
Definitely on the membership and the finance governance is going to be our biggest gap, because events and marketing are fun. Yeah. They're fun, but they're a lot of work. So yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, I have to step up and say, no, membership is also fun. Of course, we would welcome anybody. We have lots of fun. We're just a few mighty members, but we do plan things that are going to be in benefit of the organization, the mentorship, and the benefits to business inside the organization is created and taken care from the membership committee. So welcome to anybody that wants to give us a hand there.
Yeah. Plus you work with Cecilia, which is even more outstanding. So, and then Matt is our events chair, and we have Raynard. Raynard, are you continuing to be the marketing chair?
Co-chair, but yeah, for the next year. It's a really busy year for me, so I'd like help. And if somebody wants to chair, I'm really happy to pass it. I've got just a packed year.
Yeah.
I think that Gary was offering to co-chair with Raynard. So,
yeah. That would be great, because I know I'll be away for some of the meetings.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I can help out as well.
Excellent.
Thanks,
excellent. Jeff. Yeah. And then we have finance and governance. That's Paul, Ernest, and myself, and we're a fun, dry group. So that's excellent there if you want to join us. We're super fun. Plus Paul has beer. Yeah, there he is. And then what did I leave out? No, that's everybody. So
got them all.
There you go. So thank you very much, all. So if there is nothing else, I mean, honestly, I don't want to keep you any longer. We're more than happy to, I'd love to hear from everybody. So if anyone has anything to say or any updates or anything really cool that's been happening in your business or something you want to share, please do. Yeah. Anyone? Hey, Rob, can I do Friday nights upside?
Well, you've been on it a few times.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you, Steve, and Michelle. Thank you for 8 years, 9 years of putting your heart and soul into this. It's just been amazing, and wouldn't be around without you, I'm sure. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. It's been a joy, as I said. I just want, before anyone else leaves, I just want to do the draw for the $50 Support Local BC e-gift card for everyone who is here. So I got everybody's names into my random Google name drawer, And if I could do that cool drum roll thing, which I can't. Anybody do that? Okay, perfect. Thanks. Okay, and the winner is Kalina Miller. I'm gonna, yay, you won!
My video is not working, but yay, thanks.
Yay! I'm going to email you a $50 Support Local BC e-gift card that you use on the Support Local BC website to put towards the purchase of a gift certificate to a specific business. And I'll just name a few that are like here, front runners. There's Spinnakers, there's Poppy's Floral Arts, there's Robinson's Outdoor Store, there's Fernwood Coffee.
All good options, all good options.
I think I got everybody who's here in the room. So yeah. So I'll send that to you tomorrow.
Perfect, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yay.
Excellent.
Okay, now everybody can share.
Yeah. Anyone? Okay. Well, I do have to say, please drink lots of water. Don't walk your dog on the asphalt this weekend. And make sure to put sunscreen or stay in the shade because it's going to feel like 41 degrees.
Well, thankfully in Alberta, it's not supposed to be quite that hot. Only 36.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, it could snow on Sunday there though.
It could. Actually, there could be hail midday on Saturday as well. I have experienced many random weather episodes since I've lived here now. So
They have January there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, well, thank you very much all. And if nobody has anything else to say, let's get a motion to adjourn our lovely 220. So you have Cecilia and Raynert were real quick there.
Nice job, you guys.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone opposed to leaving? Anyone want to go and have a glass of wine? That's right. Yeah. Excellent. Well, thank you very much to all of you. Like, thank you so much. And again, yes, thank you to Michelle. And don't worry, once we're we'll capture Michelle here. We'll bring her out for a special event and give her a big thank you once we're allowed to get together. So, because it's been absolutely tremendous work. I can't even explain how many hours. So, yeah, absolutely.
Big squeezy hugs all around.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Excellent. Okay. Well, thank you all. Thank you very much. And we look forward to seeing you all very soon. Okay.
Thank you.
All the best.
We are having a July Zoom mixer. We decided through the summer, let's do a July Zoom mixer and an August Zoom mixer. You could do it from your campsite. Maybe you could do it from the beach in Parksville, wherever you're going to explore this summer. But, you know, take an hour and hang out with your Think Local First peeps. That'd be great. So, Matt and Martin are going to be running those two mixers. Ha! Just kidding. I'll still be here. But yeah, so I'll see you in July.
Sounds great. Excellent. Okay. Take care. Thanks all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.